Prime Minister said authorities are looking into it and there would be consequences. And Pierre Poilievre is doing politics on it, politicizing the issue. So why do you believe what the government is doing is not enough?
Trudeau said the ArriveCan app would cost $80,000. The price is up to $60 million, and the Auditor General, whom he appointed, said she still can't figure out the full and final cost because many of the documents are missing or destroyed. I asked Trudeau 6 times in the House, how much is the final cost for this app? He still won't answer the question. I said, where's the money? WTF, where's the money? This government spends almost as much on outside consultants as it does on our entire military.
4 in 10 Canadians believe Poilievre and Trump are similar. ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੁਝ ਵੱਡੇ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਉਹ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ 'ਚ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. Pierre, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Pierre, the country is paying tribute to former Prime Minister Brian Mulroney. So would you like to start with sharing your experience, your association with the former leader?
Well, I share a story with him. He was born to a working class family in a small Quebec town. His father was an electrician, and he grew up to be a brilliant businessman and a fantastic prime minister, which demonstrated that this is a country where it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters where you're going. It doesn't matter who you knew, it matters what you can do. And I can relate. I was born to a 16-year-old mother who, also an Irish family, that put me up for adoption to 2 school teachers. And they taught me that same lesson, that in Canada, if you work hard, you can buy a home, build your dreams, start a family. The second thing is that Mr. Mulroney became prime minister in 1984 when the country was in a miserable state of affairs. Interest rates and inflation were high. People were hopeless and losing their homes. And the government was driving all of this misery. So he inherited this mess from a previous Trudeau government. And so in a lot of ways I can relate, because here we are all these years later, and once again, people are drowning in debt and paying too much for gas, heat, food, homes, feeling hopeless, and looking for a hopeful young leader who will bring home the country that we know and love.
So now we'll talk about some day-to-day political issues.
Yes.
So Online Harms Act. So Liberals say they brought this act to deal with some serious issues, sexual abuse of children and hate speech. But your party is opposing this bill, but many families believe that this was much needed. So can you tell us why your party is taking this position? Why you disagree with the bill?
We have to distinguish between what Liberals say and what the bill does. Sexual abuse of children is a crime. It should be punished by the law. It should be investigated by police, tried in court, and punished with jail time. This law does not do that. It creates 3 new federal bureaucracies, the complaints departments, so that if you are the victim of online sexual harassment, non-consensual sharing of your private images, false production of pornographic material about you, what you get is a 1-800 line to call and a bureaucracy that looks into it. I think those sorts of things should be prosecuted with criminal law, tried in court. People should go to jail if they do those things. Meanwhile, the court goes after good people who say things the government doesn't like. For example, they talk about hate speech, but they don't properly define what hate speech is. They say that they should be able to actually bring house arrest for someone for something they might say in the future. That's very scary. This is a democracy. For the government to be able to put you under house arrest because they suspect you might say something that they consider hateful in the future could be a very grave threat to your freedom. And that's why we would rather go after real criminals with stronger laws that jail those who target and bully kids, that who use the online for sex or violence. Those sorts of things should be prosecuted by the force of the law, not by new, ineffective liberal bureaucracies.
But you supported the private members bill S210. So that proposes same type of restrictions on porn site. So how that approach was different than the one Liberal are taking on this online harms bill?
So S210 is a Liberal senator who brought in this bill. The bill would help parents protect their kids from pornography. It protects them. It requires that pornographic companies do not target children for viewership. And I think that's fair. We shouldn't be porn companies should not be targeting their material at kids. I think that's very dangerous, and it's bad for our children to be looking at that kind of material. And I think there should be mandatory tools that allow parents to opt their households out of pornographic material to protect their kids' devices from that content. I think most parents would like to be able to indicate to their ISP that they don't want their certain device that the children's use to have access to pornography. Don't you think that's reasonable? Common sense to me.
Moving on to ArriveCan. It has
Yes.
opened a Pandora's box of challenges
Yes.
for Liberal Party. So we get new information every week. So Prime Minister said authorities are looking into it and there would be consequences. And Pierre Poilievre is doing politics on it, politicizing the issue. So why do you believe what the government is doing is not enough?
Oh, they've done more than enough. They've done a lot. They've taken 60 million of Canadian money and given it to their contracting friends. After 8 years of Justin Trudeau, everything costs more, work doesn't pay, housing costs have doubled, crime, chaos, drugs, and disorder are common in our streets. Justin Trudeau is not worth the crime, the cost, or the corruption. In this particular case, let's get this straight. Trudeau said the ArriveCan app would cost $80,000. The price is up to $60 million, and the Auditor General, whom he appointed, said she still can't figure out the full and final cost because many of the documents are missing or destroyed. I asked Trudeau 6 times in the House, how much is the final cost for this app? He still won't answer the question. I said, where's the money? WTF, where's the money? He says he doesn't know. I asked him if he's going to get our money back. He says he won't. 76% of the contractors who were contracted for this app did no work. The biggest recipient of contracts is a 4-person consulting firm that has a cottage as its headquarters. They've received a total of $250 million of contracts from the Trudeau government for IT work, even though they admit they don't do IT work. And so we want to know where all this money went. And by the way, Trudeau has increased the cost of outside consulting to $21 billion. This government spends almost as much on outside consultants as it does on our entire military. Your family spends $1,400 in taxes to the federal government for outside consultants alone. Get this straight. There's $21 billion for outside consultants by 16 million families. It's $1,400. Think of your family. Could you do something better with $1,400 than spend it on outside consultants? That's what Justin Trudeau has forced you to pay. Justin Trudeau is not worth the cost. We're going to slash these consultants. We're going to crack down on the corruption. We're going to use the savings to balance the budget and lower taxes.
Mr. Poilievre, poll numbers are going up, and Liberals love to compare you with Donald Trump. And there was a recent poll by Abacus Data. In that survey, 4 in 10 Canadians believe Poilievre and Trump are similar. I know you avoid direct comment on Trump, but Canadians would like to know what you think about Trump.
Well, here's what I think. We need to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime. Axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime. That's my common sense plan. And let's go through how we do that. One, we got to get rid of the carbon tax. Trudeau wants to quadruple the carbon tax to 61 cents a litre. Higher home heating bills. Seniors will be forced to choose between eating and heating. I'm going to axe the tax so we can lower your energy prices, make gas more affordable, lower the cost for farmers to bring us food. That is a common sense Canadian policy. Build the homes. Trudeau has doubled housing costs with money printing inflation and giving money to local bureaucracies that block home building. I'm going to require cities permit 15% more homes per year as a condition of getting federal funds so that they have to speed up permits and get things built, sell off 6,000 federal buildings, thousands of acres of federal land to build. We're going to fix the budget. I'm going to cap government spending, cut government waste to balance the budget so we can bring down inflation and interest rates, which are at 40-year highs under Trudeau, and stop the crime. I'm going to get rid of catch and release. Trudeau has unleashed a crime wave by allowing repeat violent offenders to get automatic bail and house arrest, and by failing to secure our ports that allows Brampton cars to go through the Port of Montreal and be shipped off to organized criminals around the world. I'm going to scan those shipping containers and inspect the cargo so that we can keep illegal guns and drugs out and keep our cars in. This is a common sense plan. You want to compare that to Trump or Biden or anyone else, you can. I don't really care what they have to say because I'm not running for the President of the United States of America. I'm running for Canada. I ask people to judge me on my merits and my common sense plan, and you just heard it. Axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime.
And this is my final question. Many say you will cancel pharmacare plan if you come to power. So what do you think about the bill? Will you cancel it?
Well, there's nothing to cancel. Right now, they've got a promise. There's nothing to cancel. Have you got any medications from it?
What are you going to do with the
Let's see what happens. Right now, we have a promise. There's nothing to do. I mean, it doesn't exist. What you have is a promise. I find it hilarious. Every time Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh, the costly coalition, make a new promise, people ask me, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep their promise? Well, they haven't kept their promise, right? They haven't done anything. Have you got any medicine from this yet? The answer, of course, is nobody has. They say they're going to cover one or two different things. So what happens if your employer says, we're going to kick you off our employer plan because the government's come up with its own that we're paying for through our taxes? You end up with a small number of drugs covered and you lose the private plan you already have. I'm very worried. If you're a working class person who has a workplace plan, that you're going to lose your coverage at your work because your employer is going to say, well, Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau have this other plan that covers fewer things, will probably end up having a higher deductible, and will create a huge new bureaucracy. By the way, they're going to be paying hundreds of millions of dollars to outside consultants to deliver this plan. So is the money going to go to medicine, or is it going to go to money-grubbing consultants and insiders? So I don't see any reason why I need to keep the promises that Liberals and New Democrats have not even implemented on their own. My common sense plan: axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, stop the crime.
Anything else that you would like to add at the end?
Yeah, look, I want to give people hope. Obviously, it's a miserable time in Canada today with Trudeau's taxes forcing 2 million Canadians to a food bank. Some Canadians are eating out of dumpsters. In Brampton, we found there were 25 people living in one basement. And of course, crime is raging out of control because of the NDP Liberal catch and release. But the good news is Canada wasn't like this before Justin Trudeau, and it won't be like this after he's gone. We're going to bring home the Canada that we know and love, where hard work pays off, where you pay less and bring home more, where it doesn't matter whether your name is Martin or Mohammed, Singh or a Smith, Poilievre or a Patel, Chang or Charles. As long as you work hard and contribute and follow the law, you can fulfill your dreams. That's the Canada that we want. That's the common sense consensus we're going to deliver. Now let's bring it home.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming to our studio today.
Great to be with you.